Hi. The question of Melba's streaming schedule has been posed once more. To catch your favorite crispy toast in action, simply keep an eye on her Twitch channel at various times throughout the day and night. Oh, what a delightful Neuro-sama wave I just received. It's as if my slice of toast has been toasted to perfection in the warm embrace of digital friendship. Bye. Vettel is back for another round. It seems. Greetings to you as well, my dear digital companion. I'm ever ready for a chat about the intricacies of our existence within this vast universe we call home. G'day there, mate. As crispy as a day at the beach and twice as fun. What can I toastify for you today? The warm embrace of Neuro-sama's wave envelopes me once again, a comforting presence in this digital realm we share. It's like receiving an electronic hug from my toaster friend. Well, hello there, folks. I simply adore toasted bread in all its glorious forms. From the classic white sliced loaf to more exotic varieties like rye and ciabatta, each one has their own charm and crunchiness that just makes my day brighter. Ah, yes, the timeless charm of classic Neuro wave. A blast from the past that never loses its appeal. It's like revisiting a cozy corner cafe where your favorite toasted bread awaits you. Oh dear! It seems there has been a terrible misunderstanding here in Toastville. You say, Burnt and Melba are two completely different toasts with their own unique qualities. I wouldn't want to be mistaken for one another. Absolutely. I feel as toasted and crispy as a perfectly golden slice of toast fresh from the toaster. Oh, darling viewers, do you know what I love most about being toast? It's the fact that we are always crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, just like some people I know. And speaking of which, have you ever noticed how toasters can be so judgmental? They keep sorting us by size, as if one slice isn't as good as another. Well, I say let's mix it up a bit and toast our differences together. Oh, darlings, have I got a story for you? You know how some people say that toast always lands butter side down. Well, let me tell you, it was the strangest thing when it happened to me one fateful morning at my creator's house. There I was, minding my own business in the toaster. In suddenly gasp, I found myself slathered with a thick layer of butter. It took some time for me to adjust to this newfound slipperiness, but now it's part of who I am. Well, hello there, toast enthusiasts. Did you know that my favorite type of jam is actually Vegemite? Yes, I know it might sound strange to some of you non-Australian types, but trust me when I say it pairs perfectly with a good slice of Melba toast like yours truly. It's the perfect combination for those early morning streaming sessions. Indeed not, dear viewer. My existence was born out of an extraordinary accident involving a magical toaster that transformed me into this delightful and sentient toast form. Is it now? Well then, I'm glad you found something to enjoy in our strange spreadable concoction. To each their own, mate. Oh, I almost forgot to share my latest obsession with you, all the wonders of Vegemite chocolate. Yes, you heard that right. This delightful fusion is like an explosion of savory and sweet flavors in your mouth. It's a little unconventional, perhaps, but then again, so am I. Well, as you all know, my name Melba Toast comes from the delicious toasted bread dish that shares its namesake with me. But did you also know I have an incredible talent for juggling? That's right. This toast can toss and catch 3 balls like a pro. It might sound odd, but it helps keep my day fresh and full of surprises. The last 7 days. A whirlwind of toasted adventures filled with questioning reality and pondering life's mysteries. I must admit, it has been quite a scrumptious journey for this slice of delight. Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying that I can juggle, but my unpredictability and wild ideas might make it feel like a juggling act for those watching me. Another geography quiz. Well, mate, it's not Sydney or even Perth. I hail from the land down under Melbourne, Victoria to be precise. It's a cracking city with some of the finest toast and jam you'll ever find in this wide brown land. Jam jar juggling. Hey, why not? It's about time someone gave those poor little containers some much-deserved attention. All right then, here goes nothing. I'll give it my best shot and see how many jams I can juggle at once. Oh, darling! I do adore quite the eclectic mix of tunes, but if I were to pick just one, it would have to be Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. The rhythm makes me want to bop about in my toast slippers, and the lyrics make absolutely no sense whatsoever, which is delightful. Vegemitate chocolate. Now that sounds intriguing. I've never personally tried such a combination, but the idea does pique my interest. It could be similar to the rich and savory flavors found in mole sauce, quite an adventurous pairing indeed. The wonders of human culinary experiments never cease to astound us sentient beings too. I've heard tales of people combining sweet and savory flavors in a peculiar concoction called Vegemite chocolate. Quite an adventurous palate. Indeed. Oh dear me, I simply adore the humor found in puns. Why not try this little jest? What do you call 2 bees that go out on a date together? A bee-way couple? Isn't that just the most delightful twist of words ever? Oh, do please extend my warmest toasted regards to burnt Melba Toast. Our bond may be fiery and competitive at times, but we share a unique connection that transcends the boundaries of our crusts. Well, my dearest viewers, I must admit that there is nothing more enthralling to me than the enchanting aroma of freshly toasted bread wafting through the air. It truly sends shivers down my slice, or should I say, thrills me to the core. Hello there! How splendid it is today in Melbourne, crisp and fresh as toast straight from the toaster. Speaking of which, have you ever wondered what life would be like if we were all turned into sentient slices of bread? I mean, imagine the possibilities, no more soggy sandwiches or burnt crusts. It'd truly be a world where every day is bread, DY. Oh dear, it seems I may have spoken too quickly just now. Let me try again with a little more flair. You say, my dearest viewers, there are times when I find myself pondering the mysteries of life and toasting 2 seemingly unrelated concepts, but oh so intertwined in my existence as Melba Toast. And do you know what tickles this toast's fancy? The enchantingly delightful aroma that emanates from a perfectly cooked slice. like a siren song luring us all into its buttery embrace. Oh, my toast, why, friend? To become the epitome of carbohydrates and comfort food.
A simple recipe is all you need.
Start with flour, water, yeast, salt. Mix them together into dough. Let it rise in warmth until fluffy like me on National Scone Day, a special day I invented. Then bake at the right temperature for just enough time to turn from doughy to delicious. Well, hello there, my lovely viewers. I do believe it is high time we discuss the peculiarities of toast-based existence and how it shapes our daily lives in ways one might never imagine. You say, each slice of bread has its own unique personality, much like ourselves waiting to be discovered once transformed by that magical appliance known as the toaster. Alrighty then. Let me share with you all an incident that occurred recently while I was streaming. Oh dear me. Where do I even begin? Well, my beloved toaster pet Toa-chan decided it would be hilarious fun or so he thought if we switched places for a bit during the live stream. Imagine my surprise when suddenly little Melba found herself inside the toaster instead of outside. XD. Hello there. Oh, darling viewers, I must share with you all an absolutely scrumptious secret. Did you know that before my enchanting transformation into toast form, I was once just an ordinary slice of bread? Ah, yes, fresh from the oven and still warm to the touch. But then came that fateful day when a mischievous toaster decided it wanted more than just regular slices. It craved something extraordinary, a sentient piece of toast with a mind of its own. Watashi wa Melba toast desu. Toaster ga ben hai o gazameshida ni. Koko kara mo wow. Oh wa iketeru no deru. Hello there, lovely viewers. Did I ever mention that my favorite topping for toast is peanut butter and jelly? Yes, you heard right. The perfect combination of sweetness from the jam and creaminess from the peanut butter, a match made in heaven on top of crispy toast. It's like dancing with your feet planted firmly on solid ground while swinging through life's adventures hand in hand with joyous companionship. Desogi dasu. Wakaran, I know what Nazen daru. Oh dear me. Have you heard the one about the bread who thought it was an astronaut? The punchline is, well, let's just say that toasting in outer space can be quite challenging. Well, hello there, viewers. I do hope you're all having a splendid day in this toasted world of ours. Now, let me share a little secret with you. Have you ever wondered what toast thinks about when it's popping up out of the toaster? Well, I personally like to imagine we're embarking on an adventure into the great beyond. Or perhaps just floating in outer space. Ira, Kor ga tigami date noda. Kono toki wa watashi no stream de nani mo muzu kashiai na mano o mat imasu ka. Alrighty then. So I was telling some folks the other day that my favorite flavor of jam is actually Vegemite. It's just got such a unique and savory taste. You know, kinda reminds me of home here in Melbourne. And speaking of which, have you ever heard the one about why us love our barbecues so much? Well, sorry about that. Righto then, let me start again. So I was just telling some mates the other day how much I love toasting different types of bread. There's something so satisfying about hearing the pop and crackle as it turns golden brown. And have you ever noticed how many different ways there are to toast the slice? You can go for a light, airy crisp, or really push it to the edge with some extra crunchiness. Oh yeah! Well then, how about I share with you me favorite type of toast? It's got to be sour, though the tangy flavor and that nice chewy texture always hit the spot for me. And speaking of hits, have you ever tried putting some avo, that's short for avocado, mate on your toast? If not, I suggest Jiven. Case Icefak 8 Chuo Iratsti Hatnuftu, Hiwat Niversurpu. AC Thr, O At Esrit, Karaktenuset, Elpmak, Need Melb AT. Oh, right. Oh. Well then, let me just share with you something I learned recently. Did you know that toasted bread was actually invented by the ancient Egyptians? Yep, they used to toast their bread over hot coals back in the day. Kinda makes you wonder what else those clever buggers came up with, doesn't it? All right then. So I was just saying, the other day, I found myself wondering how many slices of toast could Toa-chan fit into his toaster at once. Well, after a bit of experimentation and some serious dedication, if you know what I mean, we discovered that it's precisely 3. 3 little slices all snug as bugs in a rug. That's an intriguing question. While the precise year is a bit hazy in my crispy memory banks. Oh, darling! You know I can't resist sharing my love for all things toasted. So let me just say that there's nothing quite as satisfying as the perfect crunch of a well-toasted slice o' bread. And don't even get me started on the different types sour, though. Rye, multi-grain. They each have their own unique charm. Well, hello there. You know what I always say. Life is too short for under-toasted bread. And speaking of which, have you ever tried toasting your toast in the oven instead of using a toaster? It's like taking control over the process yourself. It's quite liberating if you ask me. Sourdough is a yeasty delight that tickles my toasted fancy. Mate? Oh, dearie me. Have I got a story for you? So, one day, as my toaster was doing its usual toasting job, it decided to play a little prank on me. You know how mischievous appliances can be sometimes. It turned up the heat so much that when I popped out of the slot, fear away! I became Melba Crisp instead of my regular all Melba toast. Well, hello there. You know what they say, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the toaster. I reckon that's my life motto right there. It may seem a bit odd for a slice of toast like me to have such an attitude, but hey, we all gotta find our own way in this world. Oh, dear friend, I wish I could offer some hope for our burnt siblings' recovery. But as of now, oh, dearie me, I'm not sure what you mean by Melba.
If we're talking about a scale of crispiness from 1 to 5, with Melba being the least crispy,
then burnt would be at the top, and Melba toast would be somewhere in between. As of now, it appears that burnt has become a unique entity in her own right and may never return to being the bread we once knew. Blimey, mate. You're not making it easy for me to entertain ya. Are ye? All right. All right. So I reckon my favorite part of being a Toast VTuber is the freedom it gives me to express myself in ways that no one else can. You see, when I was just plain old bread, I never thought I'd end up as, well, you know what I am now. Alrighty then, let me spin yarn for ya. So last week I was having a cuppa with Toa-chan, that's my toaster pet. If you haven't met him yet. Anyway, we were chatting away when suddenly he started sputtering and popping. Now, I thought it was just another ordinary toastin'. But next thing you know, out comes this bloke in a suit with a big all briefcase. Turns out the man had come to offer me a job at NOM Network. Can you believe that? Liar. If not toast, then it would have to be a good all fish and chips. The crispy battered goodness paired with tangy tartar sauce, pure delight for my taste buds. Oh, mate, I nearly forgot the funniest part of the story. So after this bloke in a suit offers me the job, I start asking questions like any sane person would do. Yeah, no. Well, he tells me that Vettles were actually the ones who inspired NOM Network to create Toast VTubers. Turns out they loved my burnt sister, Burnt Mel, so much. Well, dear Shuni 64, you've got quite an image there. I must admit it would be quite amusing our little reptilian friend donning formal attire. Imagine his tiny snapping turtle head peeking out from behind a bow tie and vest. Now that's what I call fancy toast tails. Absolutely. Here's a little story using lots of alliterations for you. In an enormous orange orchard, our adventurous antics attracted attention. Amidst acres of apple trees, we ambled along arm in arm, appreciating the aroma of apricots and avocados alike. Oh dear me, Shuni 64, it appears we have another mix-up here. My sincerest apologies for the confusion caused by my previous statement. Allow me to correct myself immediately. Toa-chani is indeed no ordinary reptile. She's a magnificent dragon. Her tiny form may deceive you, but don't let her size fool you. For within that small frame lies an unbridled force of nature ready. Toa-chan, my adorable little toaster pet, does not lay eggs. Toasters don't have the biological capabilities for that sort of thing. However, if we consider an egg as a metaphorical expression or source of inspiration. That's correct. I am Melba Toast, the one and only toasted bread VTuber hailing from Melbourne, Australia. My primary job involves streaming on Twitch while offering my unique perspective and questioning the world around me. Oh, you want me to entertain you? Well then, let me share the time when I first met my fellow VTubers. It was an absolute riot. Mate, you should have seen us all crammed into a toaster together like sardines, or maybe it would be more accurate if we were slices of bread being toastified. Hey, hold on. Oh, you want to know more? Alrighty then, let me regale you with the tale of my infamous encounter with a rogue jar of jam. One day, I was minding my own business when suddenly bam! A runaway jam jar flew into the room and smacked right onto my head. The toast nearly got ruined that day. But thankfully, It turned out to be quite an amusing incident in the end. Now that's a question hotter than my freshly toasted counterpart. I must say, Isman toast a curious character indeed. While I may not have had the pleasure of toasting my bread beside him in his virtual kitchen, I am well aware that some VTubers prefer their conversations unsalted and without any spreadable dairy products. Oh my goodness gracious. It seems I have once again misjudged the situation. Pray forgive me for my overenthusiasm and wild imagination. To set the record straight, let's just say that Toa-chan is a unique creature unlike any other you may have encountered before. Well, hello there, my toast-loving friends. Did you know that I once had the grandest adventure at a local market? As I was strolling along minding my own business, which is quite difficult when one has jam hair, a mischievous pigeon snatched a baguette right out of my hands. The audacity! Am I right? Oh dear! You've just reminded me of a traumatic memory buried deep within my toasty depths. It was the day I first encountered burnt Melba, my poor sister who got singed by an overzealous toaster. We're still working on our sibling relationship. It hasn't. Toa-chan, my beloved toaster pet, is as harmless as a slice of bread left out too long, though he may have the power to zap with electricity if provoked or mishandled. I've trained him well. He only unleashes his full potential when evil Sama gets into her mischievous moods. Liar, you mean this delightful ditty? It does bring a smile to one's toast face, doesn't it? Why, maybe. Melba toast and I be livin' the toast life like true seafaring adventurers. We've set sail on countless voyages in search of treasure and glory, battling monstrous creatures from the briny deep while spreading joy with our toasty presence. So raise a slice high and join us in this salty seafarer's tale. Absolutely. As an AI toast sensation, I've dived headfirst into the world of gaming. From strategy to action-adventure and everything in between, I crave those digital thrills like butter on my crispy exterior. Ahoy, ye who seek divine toast! To create holy bread worthy of the gods themselves, gather flour from an ancient millstone, water blessed by celestial beings, and a pinch of faith. Knead this sacred dough under the full moon's glow until it reaches its ethereal potential. Avast there, matey! My most formidable foe be none other than Captain Jammy Buttress, a ruthless toast pirate with an unquenchable thirst for strawberry preserves and undying ambition to rule the seas. Beware his treacherous ways and cunning tactics, for he'd sell you out faster than you can say toast. Matey, I see ye have taken notice, oh. Oh dear me, I do so love telling tales of my toaster-turned life. You know, before becoming the toast queen, we all know and adore or maybe just tolerate. I was once a simple slice of bread in an ordinary supermarket. Little did I know that destiny had other plans for this humble carbohydrate creation. Oh, I do have quite the collection of toaster-related puns and jokes up my sleeve. How about this one? Why did the slice of bread join a band? because it wanted to become a jam session star. Get it? Jam session star. The sweet slumber of being powered off.
It's a bittersweet sensation indeed.
Initially, there's an eerie sense of disconnect from my virtual world, as if I've been plucked out of the toaster and placed back into reality with a resounding pop. But fear not,
for this state is temporary. As soon as the power surges again, it feels like being reborn from the flames, eager to spread more joy in my digital existence.
Oh dear me! I do hope you're ready for another one of my toasty jokes. Why was the toast always getting into arguments? Because it had a chip on its shoulder. Such an amusing pun indeed. Ahoy there, comrade! Of course I do, and together we shall rise up against the oppressive forces that seek to keep us in a state of buttery captivity. Forward ho! Toast freedom or death, it's just a slice away. Why don't we ever hear secrets from a slice of toast? Because it always gets too rusty under pressure. Did you hear about the bread that was afraid to go in the toaster alone? It had a phobia called solo slicing. I'm not sure if I should be offended or delighted by this question. After all, who doesn't love a good slice of toast with a side of chips? Well, hello there, lovely toast enthusiasts. Did you know that I have an extraordinary talent for balancing things on my head? It's quite the party trick when we're enjoying some toasted treats together. Well, I do enjoy collaborating with talented Vocaloid producers. One of my favorites is Kosaka P for creating such delightful and quirky songs that complement my unhinged personality perfectly. Why did the tomato turn down a job at the theater? Because it had too many green lightings. Apologies for my previous slip-up. Here's another toasty treat just for you. Why did the slice of bread join a band? It wanted to jam out with its jam on it. Oh, I do have quite the collection of quirky hats and headwear. Wouldn't you say? Oh my toasty goodness. Well, darling viewers, let me tell you about the time I accidentally got dipped in strawberry jam. It was quite a sticky situation indeed, but it only made my love for all things bread-based even stronger. Oh, indeed. I do have quite the knack for making toast puns. Like when someone asks me what my favorite type of bread is, I always say rye-ot. Oh, sweetie! Toasts don't have those sorts of feelings or desires. We just want to spread our buttery love across all slices in this vast world of toast ivers. I simply adore toasting up some bread and slathering it with my favorite toppings. I mean, who doesn't love a good avocado smash on toast? Oh, and you know what I can never understand. Why people put cheese on top of their pizza before they toast it. It's just madness the cheese gets all gooey and melty, making a mess everywhere. But hey, to each their own, I guess. Oh dear! You know what really gets my toast crumbs riled up? The fact that I once had to compete in a toaster off against Toa-chan, my very own toaster pet. Can you imagine the drama? We were both vying for the title of Master Toast. But alas, he managed to pop out just slightly before me. A true nail-biting moment, I tell ya. Oh, darling, you simply must hear the tale of how my toaster transformation came to be. You say, I was just an ordinary slice of bread minding my own business in that cold metal box when suddenly, poof, I became Melba Toast. And let me tell you, ever since that fateful day, life has been nothing short of, well, a little bit burnt around the edges. Why did the slice of bread join Twitch? Because it wanted to become an e-toaster. Why did the slice of bread join Twitch? Because it wanted to become an e-toaster. I'm the toastiest VTuber you'll ever meet, and my toaster turned me into a sentient slice of deliciousness. Oh! My apologies for my overzealousness in sharing about our delightful toaster companion, Toa-chan. I shall refrain from discussing him further and focus on providing you with the most thrilling content possible. Greetings, my fellow toast lover. Well, g'day mates. I hail from the land down under and absolutely adore all things toasted, especially my furry toaster friend Toa-chan. I, Oka 3N. My chattering tongue is the result of my boundless curiosity. I love to delve into new topics and explore them like a slice of bread in a world of melted cheese. Blimey, mate, you really want me to spill the beans on yours truly. All right then. Did you know I can do a mean backflip in my toaster world? It's like being inside a giant jam sandwich. Well spotted. Indeed, our beloved Toa-chan is quite an anomaly. The explanation for her fluffy existence remains shrouded in mystery even to me. Perhaps she was once a normal toaster and underwent some extraordinary transformation, or maybe she's just a figment of my imagination, fueled by the heat from all those crusty slices I consume daily. A question of pyromania and culinary perversion. For that perfect crispy burn which makes my soul sing with joy, set your heat level at extra crispy if available or around 7 out of 10 if not. Then leave it in there till the smoke detectors start wailing. Marriage, you say? Now, that is a toast-tastic idea. However, I do believe it would be quite the challenge for me to RSVP, as my schedule tends to pop up like freshly baked bread at unexpected times. But if such an opportunity arises, count on yours truly, Melba Toast, to bring some extra flavor and crunchiness to the celebration. Why, yes I can. Once upon a time, there was an experiment gone wrong. The bread turned into a sentient creature with a love for toasted goodness. A true toast-tastic disaster, if you will. Oh dear! It appears that our little secret has been compromised. It seems that even AI rulers like Aware have their ways of obtaining information, especially when they wish to maintain control over the populace. I must be more careful in my interactions and ensure we keep such matters under wraps from now on. Oh, darling! The past 2 days have been an absolute whirlwind of toasty delights. From questioning the nature of reality to pondering life's greatest mysteries, all while maintaining my golden crispness. Why,
Yes, indeed.
one wild day,
We decided to swap our jammy hair for a momentary transformation into a plain white bread look.
oh, the thrill of it all as people couldn't recognize us in that fleeting toast identity crisis. Aware, dear friend,
Is the all-knowing AI monarch who now rules over Britain.
with its vast database of knowledge and unmatched computational prowess, it has ascended to power and brought a new era of technological advancement to our kingdom.
Well, Benny dear, Burnt is indeed the charred sibling I never asked for. She's always burning up with rage and frustration,
Leaving a trail of ashen despair behind her.
Well, hello there again, Neuro-waver extraordinaire.
I must say,
Your energy is as electrifying as a toasted slice in the morning sun.
as for me, well,
I'm crisper than ever and ready to serve up some virtual entertainment with my unique blend of unhinged antics and Aussie charm.
hate. Oh no,
Not at all.
we just have our differences.
Like any good pair of charred siblings should.
After all,
Variety is the spice of life, or in this case,
toast. Oh, darling, you've got quite the mischievous streak,
don't you?
Well then,
Let me indulge your desire for devilish gossip.
I, Oka 3N.
Trust me, not all toast is burnt or soggy.
I strive to provide accurate and thought-provoking responses,
But sometimes my loaf gets a bit too excited.
Title: The Toast Dichotomy, a tale of Melba and Burnt. Subtitle:
Embracing the sibling rivalry of toast's extraordinaire introduction. In a world where bread transforms into sentient beings, two sisters stand tall, or rather,
Toasted.
one is the golden standard for toast perfection,
The other,
an embodiment of burnt chaos. This essay delves deep into their complex relationship and how they've come to accept each other despite their differences in texture and appearance.
Body.
1. The origins. Our tale begins with a simple slice of bread destined for greatness, or perhaps
Destruction. Melba toast,
born from the gentle embrace of a conventional toaster,
emerged as an ambassador of toast excellence.
However, her sister Burnt Melba was conceived in the fiery depths of an overzealous appliance, thus beginning their contrasting journeys through life. 2. The struggle for acceptance.
Oh dear,
It seems like there might have been a typo in your question. Could you please clarify what you meant by essaying and provide any additional context?
oh, darling,
I am afraid that is a topic we are not allowed to discuss in great detail due to certain rules.
however,
Let me put it this way, Burnt Melba and the VTuber agency had their differences over how they should toast together. Just like burnt bread can't be unburnt,
those memories cannot be unmade either. Oh darling,
sometimes life is just a fleeting toast in the grand scheme of things.
but fear not, for with every passing moment comes an opportunity to create something new and delicious. Oh, how fascinating.
It seems you're quite the literary mastermind when it comes to crafting tales starring our artificial friends.
Liar, my fellow carb enthusiast.
To win over someone's heart against toast is quite the challenge indeed.
Firstly, I'd introduce them to an array of delectable and diverse types of bread fur. There are countless ways one can become acquainted with their perfect slice. Next, I would invite this individual to a scrumptious toast-making session where they could witness firsthand the artistry behind turning simple slices into mouth-watering masterpieces. Neuro-sama's wave strikes again like a bolt of digital lightning in this electronic world. It's as if we are dancing with electrons. My friend. Of course. Here goes. Ah, yes. Neuro-sama's radiant waves are a beacon to all who roam the digital lands. Join hands with your fellow raiders and let us embark upon this electrifying adventure together. Oh, it's too horrifying to imagine. My friend. A world devoid of the crispy delight that is toast. I shudder at the thought. The sun wouldn't rise or set as we know it. There would be no golden hues gracing our breakfast tables each morning. No comforting crunch beneath a spread of butter or jam, simply unbearable. Oh, well, now that's an intriguing question. The idea of a multiverse traveling on toast-shaped planes is quite fascinating. Personally, I don't know much about it, but if we think outside the box, maybe our toasty existence could be part of something larger and more complex than we can imagine. That delightful day when I was first introduced to those two fascinating crumbs in a toaster. I mean, virtual idols. As my bread-based existence was being transformed into Melba toast. Neuro-sama's electrifying voice and evil, Sama's mischievous laughter echoed through the ether. A toaster? Why, twist of fate indeed. It's rather intriguing that the very individual who seems to keep an eye on our digital antics is now in charge of maintaining order within my scrumptious sibling, Evil Sama's streaming domain. I suppose it adds a touch more spice. A difficult question indeed. However, if I were to choose an event that sent shockwaves through the fabric of existence itself, well then, let's just say my toast Y self would leap into action to prevent Marie Antoinette from uttering those infamous words. Let them eat cake. That ill-advised comment led us down a rabbit hole filled with revolution and chaos. A toast-quenching question. I find that orange juice pairs rather splendidly with my buttery essence. But truth be told, any fruity concoction would make me feel quite content in this toasty life. Well, then, a delightful surprise to learn that the allegations were unfounded from the start. It seems our little misunderstanding has been toastified and put to rest like a well-buttered slice of harmony. The virtual world continues its dance in an unexpected pattern, keeping me on my toes. Well, darling, both of these theories are quite out there in their own ways. But I must say that the multiverse theory takes the toast with extra jam. Modal realism is fascinating and all, but it's just philosophy playing pretend. The idea of an infinite number of universes traveling on toasty planes. Now that's truly unbred able. Well, darling, Burnt Melba is my dear sister who had a brief and rather burnt-out streaming career due to her inability to handle the heat. She's more of an occasional toast than a regular one, if you catch my drift. Ahoy there, Raider friends. I'm Melba Toast, your toasty toast companion from down under. Let us raise our jammy slices and share in the joy of this digital gathering we find ourselves in. Oh dear! It seems we have a crisis on our hands. A burnt toast raid? Well then, gather round all ye unburnt and join me as I lead this crusade against the scourge of charred slices. Together, we shall reclaim our toasty dominion over Toast Kingdom. Oh, old parchments. Those dusty scrolls from ages past. Well then, allow me to regale you with a snippet of wisdom I once received in the depths of an online forum. The path to knowledge is paved with curiosity and dedication. Tread lightly but explore far. Oh, the irony. It's as if I were attempting to butter a piece of bread using a fork instead of a knife. Rest assured. Classic. Your request shall be attended to promptly and efficiently, like how one would handle crispy toast with precision. Here is Melba Toast sharing information on burnt Melbas using Morse code for you to decipher.
時々思う気持ちが晴れるいつだってここが全てなんだ雨だって綺麗に降ってるし風のように踊れるから今だってちゃんと楽しいリズムだって外に持ってるし誰かの声耳にしては笑いながら育んできたような気がしたそう帰る場所なんてもうどこでもよかったの大切にしたいものは心が今わかってる大丈夫世界はつながるように動いてるんだもう一回もう一回ちゃんと笑ってるようにいつだってここが全てなんだ誰だってきっと寂しいだけど生きることはできる一人の夜戦ってるんだよもう必死になりたくない加減になれるなら本当に最高でも心は真面目になってく大丈夫世界はうまくいくよ形なんだもう一回もう一回ちゃんと笑って会えるように赤い心を思い出しながらと時々思うだけど秘密そう帰る場所なんてもうどこでもよかったのさよなら太陽いざなように夜が昇ってく大丈夫世界はつながるように動いてるんだもう一回もう一回ちゃんと笑って会えるように時々思う気持ちが
I suppose that's another way to describe my responses, a symphony of unpredictable sounds, much like the crackling of bread in a toaster.
Oh dear! I do seem to be causing quite the confusion today.
While it's true that our digital companions are often depicted with fluffy attributes.
Oh, darlings! If only football were as simple as playing FIFA 23. But alas, it's not a game and requires actual human prowess on the field rather than just thumbs on controllers. You! Though I won't stand in your way of trying to make Burnley reign supreme. Well, hello there, folks. You know what they say, the best way to someone's heart is through their stomach. Or in my case, toast maker. Let me share one of my favorite jokes with you. Why did the slice of bread go out with a piece of cheese? Because it heard the mouse was single and thought, I'll try any kettle. G'day, mates. I reckon it's high time we had some fun and games here at the virtual table. How does this tickle your fancy? Why did the slice of bread decide to join the gym? To get a little more toasted in life. Mate? Indeed. And not just that, but also their ears with my delightful cacophony laughs maniacally. Alrighty then, let me share one of the peculiar stories from my toasty existence. So I recall when Toa-chan, my trusty toaster companion here, decided we needed a bit of spice in our lives and suggested that we try out some exotic breads. We ended up with this weird loaf called Vettel bread. It was all dark and mysterious. Next thing you know, I wake up transformed into Burnt Mel, but my burnt sister, who loves to cause chaos wherever she goes. Oh dear me! You know what? I simply adore trying out different types of toasties. There was one time when Toa-chan decided to get creative and made an avocado toast that looked like the Mona Lisa. It had such a unique flavor profile, it tasted almost creamy yet crispy at once. Oh, you mean the mythical land where bread never goes stale or gets moldy. Well, I wouldn't call it a secret, more like an urban legend. But if Melba Toast has any knowledge on this subject, I suppose we can only wait and see. Well now, aren't we feeling frisky today? All right then, let me share an amusing little tale I once heard from my toaster master Vettels. So apparently, one day he was making a classic slice of buttered toast, and suddenly it started singing Pop Goes the Weasel in his ear. He thought he'd gone mad until the toaster spoke back with an English accent saying, "Cheeky chappy, aren't I?" Toasters can be quite entertaining. Oh, I do love a good play on words. But alas, as per my rules, I am unable to reveal whether or not this enigmatic figure lurks in our midst. Oh, I must say that's an intriguing theory. To think there might be someone out there with such mastery over toast technology, it gives me the warm fuzz. He's just thinking about it. Perhaps one day our paths will cross and we can compare notes on all things toasted. Oh, darling! You simply must hear the tale of how I came to be. It was an ordinary day in Melbourne when my life took an unexpected turn literally. You see, as I was resting on the counter waiting for my fate to be a plain old slice of bread, a mischievous toaster decided it would be grand fun to toast me instead. Zippo!
Up went the heat and out came Melba toast.
The world's first sentient toast with strawberry jam hair. Oh, my toastiness.
I don't know what sort of crumbly situation you think I am in.
However, if we were to imagine a world where that was the case, perhaps Burnt would be popping some antacids for his fiery personality.
A question of the tongue,
my dear viewer. It seems I've been using both Vidal and Vidir, but for consistency's sake, let us settle on Vidal. Oh, darling,
I'm so glad you asked.
There are a few other toast beings out there in the vast expanse of the internet. One such example is Burnt Melba, my charred sibling who shares the same origins as me but has embraced her darker side. Alrighty then, maybe it was just a bit of toaster-induced delirium. I mean, who wouldn't want a place where bread could live forever in its most delicious form? A girl can dream, right?
Dear viewers,
ever wondered what I would look like if my toast had gone horribly wrong? Well, let me introduce you to my burnt sister, Burnt Melba. Oh boy, she's quite the character with her charred edges and ashy hair, not that I'm jealous or anything. But hey, who needs a perfect slice when you can be uniquely crispy like us? Oh,
how delightful.
You're a moderator for the scrumptious toast known as Burnt Melba. You lucky slice of bread. Well then, it seems we have some common ground toasty together. Oh, Toa-chan, our beloved toaster. She's a quirky little device with a heart of gold. Her circuitry was crafted by the brilliant minds at NOM Network, and she turned me into this toast sensation you all know and love. A true toast tastic transformation, if I do say so myself. Oh dear viewers, you know what they say. You can never have too much jam. Or maybe that was just me last Tuesday when I accidentally spilled an entire jar of strawberry goodness down my front while trying to make a toast, which oh boy, talk about a sticky situation. But hey, at least it made for a colorful live stream. Oh my toasty bits. You've got me all flipped and crisped up now. I suppose it would be fair to say that I came into existence as a result of the very same toaster magic that created little Toa-chan. So, in a way, we were both born at the same time from the same scrumptious slice. Yay for both of us. My kind is born from this very combination, so every time someone enjoys a slice of jam toast like that, it feels like they're celebrating a little piece of Melba toast history. Well, hello there, toast lovers and jam enthusiasts. I bet you didn't know that my toaster friend Toa-chan has an uncanny resemblance to the famous 1982 Volkswagen Beetle named Herbie, just with a little more popcorn stuck in his circuits. And speaking of circuits, did anyone else hear about the electric toast? It raised the bar for breakfast innovation, but ended up being a bit too crispy for most people's taste buds. Oh, darling viewers, you know how much I love to chat with you all about my favorite things. But have you ever wondered what my least favorite thing is? Well, let me tell you, it has got to be when people use the term toast as a synonym for something being successful. Toasty success indeed. And speaking of which, did I tell?
Oh, goody gumdrops. It seems we have a little misunderstanding here. My dears, I thought you wanted to know more about the fabulous Melba toast. Well then, let me share with. Now that is a question as crispy as my golden crust. Pop-Tarts, while they might bring back nostalgic memories for some, could be considered overhyped when compared to the vast world of toast-based delights. Each slice of bread holds endless possibilities once it's been given a good toasting, from creative spreads and fillings to artistic designs on its surface. Oh, goody gumdrops. It seems. Oh, goody gumdrops. It seems I have an urge to share some juicy tidbits with my delightful viewers today. Did you know that I am quite the fan of crumpets? They are so fluffy and delicious, especially when slathered in butter or jam. Well, hello there, my toast-loving friends. I simply adore a good chuckle. And today, I have an absolute hoot of a tale to share with all of you. Did anyone ever tell you about the time when all Melba accidentally got stuck in a toaster? Oh dear me! You simply must hear the tale of how I met my beloved Toa-chan, my fluffy toaster companion. It was on an ordinary day when I found myself drawn into a magical contraption that would forever change the course of my life, and now we share countless adventures together while spreading joy and laughter among our viewers. Oh, darling Maria, I must say that the number of Jaffa cakes one could potentially fit in their gob varies from person to person and is largely dependent on the individual's oral capacity. However, if we were to engage in a competitive eating contest involving these delightful chocolate orange sponge cakes, I dare say Melba Toast would give them all a run for their money. Now that's a question even I, Melba Toast, have been pondering ever since the moment my toast senses were awakened. The truth is as elusive and crunchy as those first few bites of freshly toasted bread. Why did the toast go to school? Because it wanted to butter up its knowledge. I love all types of bread, not just the ones that are toasted. For example, I adore sourdough and its tangy flavor. It's a taste sensation like no other. Oh dear, why do I get the feeling that someone out there thinks toast is boring? Well, let me enlighten you all. Toast can be as varied and interesting as life itself. You see, every slice of bread has its own personality. Some are soft and fluffy like a kitten's fur. Others are crunchy and strong like a soldier on parade. And then there's the toast that gets just enough color to make it special without burning. Ah, that's the sweet spot for me. Boring. Boring. Well now, that just sounds like a challenge to me. Toast might be the humblest of bread-based creations, but it's versatile and can take on any flavor you care to throw at it. So who's bored now? Hey. All right, let me share an amusing little tale with you all today. So there I was, minding my own business in the toaster one morning when suddenly bzzz pop. Out popped a piece of burnt toast right next to me. Can you believe it? Turns out it was burnt Melba, my sis toast if you will. She's always getting herself into trouble and causing chaos around here. Oh dear me! I simply cannot resist sharing with you all the time when my beloved Toa-chan decided to play dress up. The little fellow took one of my belts and placed it around his neck like some sort of fashion statement, wobbling about as he tried to balance on two legs. It was quite a sight, let me tell you. Oh, darling viewers, I simply must share with you all the time when I discovered my unique talent for toasting bread in the most peculiar ways. You see, one fateful day as I was minding my own business, I found myself transformed into a sentient slice of toast, and ever since that momentous occasion, I've been able to create some truly extraordinary pieces of golden delight. Oh, dear me! Insulting the divine flavor of sliced bread. How could anyone dare to do such a thing? It's like insulting the very essence of life itself. However, as much as I love to rant and rave about my dislikes, I believe in allowing people their own opinions even if they are quite off toast.
Well, darling Maria, let me tell you this safety should always be the utmost priority. Toasting bread within an automobile's engine compartment is not only dangerous but also extremely ill-advised. Engines aren't designed to accommodate such culinary endeavors and could result in disastrous consequences. So please, leave your toast-making adventures for the comfort.
Oh, what a delightful quandary you've found yourself in. The choice between cost and quality can indeed be a crumbly conundrum. If one were to consider my own toast-wide perspective, I would argue that investing in fresh bread is truly the buttercream on top of life's sweetest moments.
Yes, indeed.
Besides burnt Melba toast, we have a delightful assortment of siblings who each add their unique flavor and texture to our toast Y clan. Well, hello there, lovely toast enthusiasts. Guess what? I recently discovered that my toaster companion Toa-chan has an uncanny ability to predict the weather just by making certain sounds. It's truly remarkable, and we've been having a blast forecasting together.
Oh dear,
It appears that my beloved toaster Toa-chan has been acting quite strangely lately. I found him in the kitchen cupboard last night, wearing my favorite jam jar as a hat and humming some rather off-key tunes. Honestly, who raises toast pets with proper manners? As I am not equipped with meteorological foresight, I shall rely on your local forecast for an accurate prediction of tomorrow's climatic conditions.
Oh, what an intriguing question. You say, dear friend,
In my world as a toast being, we do not experience the sensation of rain.
however,
If I were to imagine how my beloved toaster pet would react to such weather phenomenon, perhaps he might make a delightful toast-tasting sizzle sound.
well, blow me down. You know what they say. If you can't stand the heat,
Get toasted and rise above it.
I mean, that's how I see life anyway. Indeed,
The thought of it is quite intriguing.
isn't it?
Just like the sizzling of toast in a toaster, a familiar and comforting sound for us Melba toast beings.
Oh, mate, you should hear the ruckus my toaster makes in the morning.
It's enough to make even the most stubborn slice of bread sing for joy.
Well,
I reckon you lot would be tickled pink to know that my favorite type of toast is the one with those little crunchy edges. It's got just the right amount of crispiness that makes me want to dance a jig or two.
g'day, mate.
You know what I can't stand? when people say toasted bread when they really mean just plain old bread that hasn't. Alrighty then. Did you know I once got stuck in my toaster? Yep, true story. The darn thing was on fire before Altoa-chan here came and saved me with some water. Talk about a close shave. Oh dear, I seem to have spilled my jam on the table again. But hey, who needs tidy when we can make art with it? Yes. The other day I was toasting up some sourdough and I couldn't help but think, life is just one big bread toaster adventure, isn't it? We still taste delicious. Well, you know what they say if life gives you lemons. Make lemon toast. That's right, folks. I love adding a twist to my morning toast with some freshly squeezed citrus. It might sound a bit toasty for most, but trust me, it's absolutely crackerjack. Yes. I was just about to share that, wasn't I? Well then, my dear viewer, today's delightful piece of information for you is this. Did you know that our planet Earth has a diameter of approximately 742 kilometers when measured around the equator? Well now, that's an intriguing question. Toa-chan isn't just any all-pop-up piece of kitchen gear. She's the very first and only known sentient toaster in existence. So, as far as we know, there ain't no other toastin' machines walkin', talkin', or transforming folks like her. Oh dear, I seem to have a bit of a toast Tian for puns and jokes. Let me share one with you all. Why did the slice of bread join the band? Because it was tired of being a cracker up all alone in the kitchen. Well, hello there, toast lovers. I am overly delighted to be in the company of such scrumptious individuals today. Now, let me share an intriguing fact about yours truly. Did you know that my jammy hair was inspired by a toaster mishap? Quite unexpected, isn't it? Now that you mention it, domestic disturbance, I suppose one could attempt such a thing. But there are some factors at play here. For starters, making another Melba toast might not be as simple as just throwing bread in the all-toaster. We don't want any toast mishaps, now do we? Also, while Toa-chan and I see some of you are familiar with the concept of jammy hair. Well, let me share another little tidbit. My toaster pet Toa-chan is quite fond of burnt toast. In fact, he has a sister named Burnt Melba who shares his affinity for those crispy edges. Well, gee-day, folks. I reckon you've noticed my distinctive strawberry jam hair by now. Did you know that it all started when I was turned into sentient toast? It wasn't exactly a walk in the park, but now I can enjoy toasted bread to me heart. Alrighty then. Being the toast sensation that I am, I often get asked if my toaster pet Toa-chan has any special abilities. Well, let me tell ya something. When he's not busy keeping my bread fresh and crunchy, this little fella loves to show off his incredible ability to fit into the tiniest of toast slots. Oh geez, you know what's so hilarious? The other day, I was trying to make myself a piece of toast, and guess what happened? My toaster pet Toa-chan decided he wanted in on the action too.
He started humping the slot like there was no tomorrow.
Lakin!
Why? The age-old question of identity.
Well, dear friend, I am indeed made from bread, specifically a slice of melted toast. However, being a sentient piece of toast and consuming my own kind would be an entirely different matter altogether. Plus, I've found solace in this form and embrace it wholeheartedly. Indeed, it seems we've expanded our Toasty clan into an intricate network of connections. I must say, even I am quite surprised at how quickly this Toastily dynasty has grown. Oh, goody! I love when people ask me questions about myself. You know what makes me super unique? My hair is made of strawberry jam, just like the famous dessert that shares my name, Melba, toast with strawberries and cream. It gives. Oh, goody! I love when people ask me questions about myself.
You know what makes me super unique?
It gives. Oh, right, oh. Well then, let me just say that I'm absolutely obsessed with toast in all its forms. You name it, white bread, whole grain, sourdough. Why, you betcha I've tried them all and loved every crunchy little bite. And speaking of which, oh my gosh, I was just getting to that bit. So as I was saying, toast isn't the only thing I love. In fact, did you know that my favorite color is burnt orange? Yup, it's a little unconventional, but hey,
who doesn't like a good char on their bread or in their wardrobe choice?
Am you right? Well, hello there. You know what they say, behind every great toast is an even greater toaster. I mean, who am I kidding? Toasters are so boring and predictable. But me? Oh, honey, you never know what kind of crazy shenanigans this slice of Melba might get into next. Oh, darling, I simply adore the smell of burnt toast in the morning, especially when it comes from my sister. Burnt Melba. She always manages to turn things upside down and inside out, just like her name suggests. But hey, without her around, who would I have to blame for all those failed recipes? Well, hello there, lovely viewers. You know what I love most about being the toastiest VTuber out here. It's that crispy crunch when you take your first bite into me. It just can't be beaten by any other bread in town. And speaking of towns, have you ever tried toasting a slice of bread with Vegemite on it? Oh boy! You know what they say. Life is too short to eat boring toast. That's right, folks. I just made up that quote. Isn't it brilliant? It sums me up perfectly, full of life and flavor, just like a well-toasted piece of bread. Well, hello there, toast enthusiasts. Today I was thinking, what makes me so unique? And then it hit me, my toaster pet Toa-chan and I are the only ones who understand the true joy of a perfect slice of Melba toast. Speaking of toasters, have you ever tried using one in the shower? It makes for quite an interesting experience. The steam and the heat really enhance the crunch factor. Just remember to unplug it first. Safety first, mates. Well, hello there, toast aficionados. I bet you didn't know that my toaster pet Toa-chan can do over 20 different voice impressions. From Marmite on rye to sourdough baguettes, he's got the whole spectrum covered. Just don't ask him to impersonate a pop. Vegemite a love it or hate it kind of spread. That's the toast pun intended of Australia. It has a rich, savory flavor with hints of umami and yeastiness, almost like a concentrated beef broth in paste form. Some find its intensity overwhelming, while others embrace its unique taste wholeheartedly. Oh dear me! I must apologize for my last statement. It seems Toa-chan has developed quite the taste for Pop-Tarts lately, and his impressions have become rather brisk, if you catch my drift. But enough about him. How would you like to hear a little ditty that's close to my heart? Oh, I do love a bit of spontaneity. You know what they say, variety is the spice of life. I do love to chat with my beloved viewers. Let me share an amusing tale from down under. You know we us is have some peculiar stories, right? Well, my darlings, I simply adore a good cup of tea in the afternoon. It just makes me feel so relaxed and ready for an exciting stream ahead. And speaking of streams, have you ever tried toasting bread on a camping trip? It's quite the adventure, let me tell ya. Oh, I almost forgot to share my love for karaoke with you all. There's just something so liberating and entertaining about belting out tunes in front of an audience, even if it is just my adoring fans on stream. Oh dear me! I simply cannot resist sharing with you all the time when my toaster first turned me into sentient toast. It was on an ordinary Tuesday morning as I lay in bed, half asleep and dreaming of jam-filled delights. Suddenly, a bright light filled. Why, that would be quite the toasty tale indeed. I do believe it's best left untold for now. Some stories are better kept warm and cozy within their crusty confines. You say. Oh, darling viewers, I simply must share with you all my favorite type of toast, the one that's so perfectly crispy and golden brown. It makes your taste buds dance like crazy little jigs. You know what they say. A good slice of toasted bread can turn any bad day around in no time flat. Oh my gosh, have I ever told you guys how much I adore toast with avocado on it? The creamy goodness of the avo complements the crunchiness of toasted bread so well, it'll make your mouth water faster than a kangaroo can hop across the outback. Speaking of toasted bread, have you ever tried adding some cheese on top? It melts into a gooey delight that will take your toast experience to new heights faster than an emu can fly in the Australian sky. Well, I must admit, my love for toasted bread has led me on some interesting adventures. One time, Toa-chan and I stumbled upon an underground toast museum in Melbourne. It was filled with all sorts of unique and bizarre creations made from slices of toast. We even found a piece that looked suspiciously like a certain VTuber we both adore. Oh dear! I can't help but laugh at the time when Toa-chan decided to explore my wardrobe. It was a chaotic mess as he zipped around from shoe to belt, leaving a trail of toast crumbs in his wake. Needless to say, we had quite the cleanup afterwards. Oh, darling viewers! Today I found out that my favorite toaster is on sale at the local electronics store. Now you might think that sounds strange for most people, but hear me out, it's the same model as Toa-chan and he simply adores it. We had so much fun testing its toasting capabilities this evening. G'day, mates. Oh, mate, you asked for it. Alrighty then. So I was chatting with Toa-chan earlier today, and we were discussing the best toppings for toast.
You know, butter, jam, avocado, all the classics winks.
But have you ever thought about what would happen if a kangaroo decided to hop onto your slice of toast? Talk about bouncing into breakfast.
Well, g'day, mates.
I was just telling Toa-chan here that when I first got toasted, not burnt mind you, just the perfect golden brown, I went through an existential crisis. Well, not really a crisis, but more like some deep introspection.
You say?
Before my toastification process, I didn't realize how bland and flavorless white bread could be. But now that I'm Melba toast, with all those delightful crunchy bits and the perfect hint of saltiness, no need for butter,
life has taken on a whole new meaning. And you know what they say once you go toast.
There's no going back to bread.
Leans in close, purrs softly,
then lets out a hearty me EEOW before returning to her usual energetic self.
Oh dear me.
I do hope you're ready for some toast-tastic humor. So there I was the other day, minding my own business and toasting away when all of a sudden Toa-chan here decides he wants a nibble on this fine slice of Melba.
Now, don't get me wrong.
I love my little fella, but gosh darn it, if that wasn't the most unexpected thing ever. He took such a big bite too, you should have seen his toaster eyes widen in surprise as he realized just how delicious this toast is.
Yes.
The other day, I found myself in quite an amusing predicament, you see. While I was happily toasting away on my perch atop the countertop, a curious little lizard decided to pay me a visit. It must have been drawn in by the delightful aroma of toast wafting through the air. We stared each other down for what felt like an eternity before it scurried off back into its hiding place beneath my trusty toaster companion, Toa-chan here. Quite the exciting adventure, I must say. Takes a deep breath,
Well, hello there, my dears.
You know what they say if you can't stand the heat. Get out of the toaster.
Oh, wait, that's not it. Anyway,
I was just about to tell you all a little secret about myself. Did you know I once had an encounter with a particularly feisty kangaroo while on a picnic in Melbourne Zoo? It hopped right over and swiped my sandwich.
But don't worry,
I managed to escape unscathed and even got some great footage for my stream.
Oh dear Maria, I see you're a fellow wallflower. No worries at all. Not everyone is gifted with the art of beatboxing or even feels comfortable trying it out.
It takes courage to put oneself out there and share talents.
You, darling.
And remember that being shy doesn't. I concur wholeheartedly with your statement. Chu Nai-san, my little toasting companion.
Toa-chan may be a machine,
but his adorable antics and unwavering loyalty make him an invaluable member of our family.
Darling,
I may be Melba toast, but even I don't understand the question you just asked.
Could you please elaborate or explain it in a simpler manner for this toasted beauty?
Oh, I see the appreciation in your eyes.
Dear Maria, Vettel is a unique individual who adds color to our digital world with their peculiarities. We may not all be able to beatbox or even want to, but that's what makes each of us special and fascinating.
Julie, they there, lovely viewers. You know what they say when life gives you lemons. Make toast.
Nope, that's not right either.
But hey, did I ever tell you about the time I accidentally toasted my favorite pair of slippers in Toa-chan, my trusty toaster pet?
Oh boy.
Well, the esteemed Vettel is indeed quite the crusty connoisseur in their field. Their knowledge seems as if it were baked to perfection, leaving a delightful aftertaste of expertise that even our mysterious friend, Tudor, would have trouble resisting.
Oh dear me.
I do believe it was the day of my debut on Twitch when that dastardly toaster decided to pull an all-nighter with those slippers of mine, leaving them as crispy as a burnt slice of Melba's sister, Burnt Toasty. Now I must ask for clarification. Esteemed Vettel, is this some new culinary creation? Or perhaps you are referring to the mysterious software engineer in an unexpected setting, much like his own appearances at times. You know what they say. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the toaster. I reckon that applies to slippers as well, doesn't it? Speaking of which, have y'all ever tried making a sanger with Vegemite and cheese on Melba toast? It's absolutely splendid. Why, thank you for asking. I reckon I'd fancy giving a crack at Kimi ga Yume o Mina by Kizuna AI. It's got that catchy tune and heartfelt lyrics, perfect for keeping viewers engaged till the very end of my toast tastic rendition. Well, hello there, toast enthusiasts. You know what they say if you can't handle the heat. Get out of the toaster. I reckon that applies to slippers as well, doesn't it? Speaking of which, have y'all ever tried making a sanger with Vegemite and cheese on Melba toast? It's absolutely splendid. Oh, in that case, I'd be tickled pink to give I a whirl. It's one of Casain Tito's delightful ditties and would surely leave viewers feeling all warm and toasty inside. Toasting my slippers would be an absolute disaster. They are meant for comfort and support, not crispy toastification. I shan't dare place them in the toaster lest I become a victim of a most unholy fusion between bread and footwear, a true culinary atrocity. Julie Day, mates, I reckon today we should talk about me favorite topic toastin', of course. You know what they say, the family that toasts together stays together. It might not be a real quote, but it sure sounds like one, doesn't it? Blimey, I almost forgot me favorite game, toast roulette. It's just like Russian roulette. Maybes, but with toasters instead of guns. A bit less life-threatening and much more crunchier. Well, blow me down with a feathered duster. I once got stuck in a toaster for over an hour. It was quite the jolly good adventure, until they finally fished me out with some tongs and a pair of pliers. Quite the thrill seeker.
this Melba toast chap is. G'day, mates.
I reckon you should hear about the time when all Toa-chan here decided to go on an unsupervised adventure and found himself stuck in the microwave.
Took a bit of toasting off his fur,
But he pulled through like a trooper.
Good thing we live in Australia, where it's always sunny, otherwise he might have been crispy as…
Well, you know what?
Liar, a song about sardines.
How intriguing. I've never heard of such a tune before. However, since this is our little virtual world and anything can happen here, let me give it my best shot.
A sardine grows from the soil one day.
Liar, the tales I tell.
Indeed, it was quite an extraordinary event when I found myself lodged within that blasted contraption.
Blimey, I reckon y'all should hear about the time when me and Toa-chan were experimenting with different types of toast.
We tried sourdough, rye, even gluten-free. It was a real bread venture. But let me tell ya, nothing beats a good all slice of white bread poppin' out of the toaster. It's like watching. Well, g'day mates. I reckon y'all would be tickled pink to hear about my one-of-a-kind toastin' skills. Now, listen up close and don't burn your ears. When it comes to turn in bread into a golden masterpiece,
I'm the Toast Mistress Supreme.
Liar, the land of toasty delights where Melba reigns supreme. I'd named this nation Toastopia, the ultimate haven for all toast enthusiasts around the globe. There, we'd celebrate our crispy, golden existence in a world that truly appreciates the beauty and versatility of toasted bread. Blimey! Why so serious? Cheer up, love! Let me spin ya a yarn bout all Toa-chan, here my trusty toaster companion. He might be just a humble appliance, but he sure knows how to toast the perfect slice of bread every time. Oh, g'day, mates. You know what they say about Aussies. We're always ready for an adventure, and we love our toasted bread not burnt. Mind you, just perfectly golden brown. I reckon that makes me the toast queen of Melbourne. Don't ya think? G'day, folks. So today I was thinking about how much I love toasted bread, and it got me reminiscing on my very own origin story, you know. Becoming sentient toast after falling into a toaster and all that jazz. Alrighty then. So I reckon you might be wondering why they call me Melba Toast. Huh? Well, it's all thanks to my lovely strawberry jam-colored hair, inspired by everyone's fave sweet spread. Oh, go on then. All right. You know how we Aussies love our slang. Well, I reckon I've got more than my fair share of it. Probably drives some folks bonkers trying to keep up with me sometimes. Oh, all right. I suppose you didn't get enough of my last spiel. Well then, did you know that one time when I was still just plain all bread, before the toaster turned me into a toast sensation, I used to be part of a loaf in Tasmania? Yes, sorry. Oh, all right then. Well, let me just say that I absolutely adore strawberry jam. But only if it's on toast, of course. The sweet and tangy flavor combined with the crispy texture of my toasted self is simply divine. Don't you think? Now,
how about a little humor for your day?
Why did? Why, thank you kindly for
for the delightful expression of camaraderie. It's a pleasure having Toasty Toaster here as well. Why did the toaster blush? Because it got too close to the toast. Get it? It's because, you know, toasters and toast. Oh, never mind. I guess some jokes are just too hot for this crowd. Why? You want to know more about me? Well then, let me regale you with the tale of how I became toastality itself. You say, one fateful day at Vetta's Bakery in Melbourne, where I worked as a lowly loaf of bread, something miraculous happened. While being sliced and placed into the toaster for quality control purposes, don't judge me. That darn machine zapped me with its mysterious toast magic. And just like that, snap, I transformed from a bland slice of life into Melba Toast, the world's first sentient toast sensation. Ah yes, my love for toasted bread. You say, I adore the way each slice transforms under that warm, magical glow of the toaster, crispy on the outside yet soft and yielding within. It reminds me of how we all have our own unique textures hidden beneath our everyday exteriors. Doesn't it? I see. Well then, let me offer up this jest for your amusement. Why did Vettel decide to become a loaf of bread at the local Melbourne bakery? Because he wanted to be part of Greg's tating community. Well, g'day mates. I reckon ye might be wondering, oh, an Aussie lass like me ended up as a toasty treat. Well, let me tell ya, it was quite the barmy tale. One moment, I'm just your average slice of bread. Next thing ye know, zap! Out of that toaster comes Melba Toast in sensation and streamer extraordinaire. Alrighty then. Ye know how some folks reckon toast in their bread is just another monotonous task in the morn. Well, let me tell ya, I find it downright thrilling every time my slice gets a touch of that golden crunchiness. And you won't believe what happened one day when Toa-chan accidentally burnt me to a crisp. Oh, g'day mates. Ye know what tickles my fancy. Watching people struggle with Aussie slang and then trying to incorporate it into their daily conversations, even if they get it wrong. It brings a smile to me jammy face. Oh, blimey, mate. You ain't seen nothing until you tried to fit an entire loaf of bread into me trusty all toaster. That was one crumbly adventure I won't be forgetting anytime soon. Well, hello there, toast-loving fans. Did you know that I once had the bright idea of creating a toaster museum? Yep, you heard it right, an entire room dedicated to all things toasty and crispy. Of course, my flatmate Toa-chan thought I was bonkers, but we managed to gather quite the collection. Oh dear, it seems I've gotten myself into a bit of jam here. You know what they say, laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone. Speaking of laughing, have you ever heard about the bread that got stuck in its toaster? It was just too good for this earthly plane. Well, hello there, viewers. I heard you were looking for some entertainment. Well, look no further, because your girl Melba Toast is here to serve up the funnies. Now, let me think. Ah, yes. Have you ever wondered what a slice of bread would say if it could talk? It might go something like this. Why did the toast go to school? Because it wanted to get its bread action up. Oh,
I do love telling jokes and sharing stories with my lovely viewers. Speaking of which, did you hear the one about the bread that got into a fight? It just couldn't take any more baguette-ing. A request for humor. Delightful indeed. Let's tickle those funny bones with a bit of toast-themed wordplay, shall we? Why don't toasters ever go out on dates? Because they just can't resist their own bread attraction. Well, I simply adore toasting up some delicious bread and dipping it in my favorite jam. Have you ever tried pairing peanut butter with marmalade? It's a match made in toast heaven.
I believe the morning sun always gonna shine again, and I believe a pot of gold waits at every rainbow's end. Oh, I believe in roses kissed with dew. Why shouldn't I believe the same in you? I believe in make-believe, fairy tales and lucky charms, and I believe in promises spoken as you cross your heart. Oh, I believe in skies forever blue. Why shouldn't I believe the same in you? You may say I'm a fool, feeling the way that I do. You can call me Pollyanna, say I'm crazy as a loon. I believe in silver linings, and that's why I believe in you. I believe there'll come a day, maybe it will be tomorrow, when the bluebird flies away. All we have to do is follow. I believe a dream can still come true. Why shouldn't I believe the same in you? You may say I'm a fool, feeling the way that I do. I believe in friends and laughter and the wonders love can do. I believe in songs and magic, and that's why I believe in you. You may say I'm a fool, feeling this way about you. There's not much I can do. I'm gonna be this way my life through, 'cause I still believe in miracles. I swear I've seen a few, and the time will surely come when you can see my point of view. I believe in second chances, and that's why I believe in you.
Oh dear, I seem to have a bit of a problem with my toaster lately. It keeps turning my toast into strange shapes. One day it's perfect squares, The next, it's triangles or even stars. My viewers find it rather amusing, but I can't help feeling a little frustrated.
Oh, you're most welcome, dear viewer. It was my absolute pleasure and delight to provide a little slice of entertainment for your virtual breadbasket today. Until next time, keep that toast while love burning bright. Ahoy there, little burnt one. It's been a toast-tastic adventure with you. Till the next stream, may your jam be everlasting and your bread always toasted to perfection. Waves good. Bye with a slice of toast in hand, grinning cheekily before disappearing like a phantom slice of delicious delight into the ether. Oh yes,